Now focusing on the latest developments in Ukraine, where another night of deadly Russian strikes targeted Kyiv. Meanwhile, as the Ukraine Defense Contact Group met virtually today, France's foreign minister arrived in Kyiv for high-level talks, including with Ukraine's new prime minister. Now, joining me to unpack this all is Bohdan Nahaylo, editor-in-chief of Kyiv Post. Bohdan, welcome to TVP World.
Pleasure to be with you again.
Bohdan, so there's really a lot happening, particularly in Kyiv. Now, let me first ask you about these latest Russian strikes that took place overnight. Tell me, how would you say that these Russian tactics are evolving compared to how they used to be?
Well, I think it's clear that they've upped the pressure. This has been clear in the last 3 weeks. They're taking advantage of the delays that Trump has again introduced. He could have taken action weeks ago, if not months ago, but he decided to give the Russians another 50 days of breather in case they wanted to make some kind of a deal. And they've replied by simply stepping up the attacks. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had very intensive strikes. I was there in Kyiv. I just got back last week from Kyiv. It was horrible all night, and last night was the same. And remember, it's not just Kyiv that's being hit. They're targeting cities all around the country. Last night, Ivano-Frankivsk in western Ukraine was hit very badly. And clearly the tactic is to both show the West that they cannot really influence Moscow, that Moscow will do as it pleases, that Moscow is going for broke, that is all or nothing, give us the maximum that we demand, and that we don't want to make any concessions, ceasefires that would allow Ukraine to, get a breather, get its forces together, etc., or to show any willingness that the Russians want to stop the war. So it's a very, very difficult situation. Fortunately, Europe is galvanizing. It's getting its act together in trying to get anti-missile, anti-drone
Well, let me ask you,
weapons
just
to
about
Ukraine
that,
as
Bohdan.
fast as.
I'm just going to ask you just about that with everything that you said. I mean, the Ukraine Defense Contact Group met online today. I mean, Ukraine's new Minister of Defense, Shmyhal, has appealed to German counterparts, British counterparts, to help Ukraine address, correct me if I'm wrong, $6 billion procurement funding gap for 2025. What do you make of that? Do you think that officials are actually talking seriously, or is it going to be enough, or is this going to be just broken promises? What would you say?
Look, there's one level. They have to talk about figures. They have to have a ballpark figure. So it's serious in the sense of giving an estimate. But even more serious is the talk, apparently, that 5 or 6 Patriot missile systems are going to be sold, as it were, to via Germany to Ukraine, and will arrive in the next months, if not weeks. That is very important. Figures are figures. The financial help is very important, and estimates change, as exchange rates change. But what is desperately needed in Ukraine are the means to stop the missile and drone attacks, which have grown larger and larger per day. I mean, the Germans are saying that the Russians are planning to use 2,000 drones and missiles in the next attacks. That's substantial. Right now, even in their massive attacks, they're using 500, 600, 400. So clearly, the Russian tactic is to both terrorize the Ukrainians into some kind of submission, and also to show the West that they're really powerless in the short term, with America sitting on the fence under Trump, to do much about it.
And Bohdan, I mean, Kyiv, France's foreign minister Jean-Noël Barrot is in Kyiv for 2 days with high-level talks. Tell me, I mean, in a previous report, I mean, we saw also ambassadors gathered there. Now, does this trip for France, I mean, how much influence do you think now with Jean Barrot there can France actually shape EU or NATO support for Ukraine, and what could actually be at stake?
Look, the French foreign minister's visit is important symbolically. It's part of, the ongoing symbolism of strong support from Britain, Germany, France, Poland, and many other countries, right? The coalition of the willing. So it's nothing exceptional. It's part of the ongoing show of support. But what is exceptional is, again, that these attacks have come just as he arrived. So he is going to communicate not only to Paris, but to NATO countries, to Washington, that, look, this really is serious. We cannot just let the Ukrainians stick it out for as long as we decide that to get our act together. The onus is on Washington, of course, but at least, as I said before, Europe is now galvanized. It's going through the motions, not only of supplying moral, political, financial support, but getting weapons to Ukraine and helping to close the skies. And the French are playing a part in this, together with the Brits and the Germans in particular.
Bohdan, we're almost out of time, but I want to ask you this. I mean, it might be, of course, a little too early to tell, but I mean, you have a new prime minister, Yulia Sviridenko. You have quite a shuffle in the Ukrainian cabinet. Now, what do you think is Ukraine's war strategy and diplomatic outreach going to look like? Has it shifted? Or will it shift? Like I said, again, I know it's a little too early to tell, but what do you predict?
It has shifted because it's been forced by the Trump administration to, try to placate what should we call him in Washington, the president, Daddy, as he's known, the Daddy that would like to be seen as the world's Daddy, who is under immense pressure at home because of the Epstein affairs and other things. So he is under pressure to deliver. Remember that we have pending in the Congress, in the Senate, a bill to raise the level of sanctions against Russia. That's pending. Perhaps what is happening now in Ukraine, these constant attacks, intensified attacks, will force his hand, even if it's in a cynical way to divert attention away from the Epstein affair, to show that he can be firm and can stand up for America's and the free world's interests. Right now, that's been lacking. And fortunately, within Europe, as I've mentioned, Europe is getting its act together with the new chancellor in Germany, with France, with Britain, but with Polish support, with the support of the Scandinavian countries, Finland, Canada. It's coming together, but Ukraine badly needs to close the skies now. And the Russians are trying to show the West, the free world, that, we'll do as we please. It's going to take you forever. And, you're not going to change the situation. Must have come to terms on our terms.
Thank you so much, Bohdan Nahaylo, editor-in-chief of the Kyiv Post. And we'll also look forward to seeing if Russia this time around will agree to a ceasefire. Thank you for being with us here on TVP World.
Thank you.
And that's all for this edition of World News Tonight here on TVP World. I'm Diana Skaya. Thanks for watching, and stay with us for more news, features, and interviews.